Hey everyone, these are all the 2021 LEGO Star Wars January Wave sets. We will be getting more sets obviously throughout the year, but as of right now, these are all that we got for Star Wars, and let's take a deeper dive into them. So here is our category list with the pen rolling in there. We got the Trouble on Tatooine set, TIE Fighter, Luke Skywalker's X-Wing, and Millennium Falcon MicroFighter, and they're all in that order here. And here are our different categories: minifigures, playability, design, value, and my personal opinion. So let's get into the minifigures first. Our first figures up here are the Trouble on Tatooine set figures. These figures, especially that Mando, are just absolutely awesome with that arm printing on both sides. He just looks awesome. It has like that metallic look. If you hit the lighting just right, that looks really, really nice. Baby Yoda, or the child, or Grogu, it's the cheapest way to get him, which is awesome. And that head mold for that Tusken Raider is just excellent. It can't be better. So these figures are definitely going to rank high. Our next figures up here for the TIE Fighter are the Stormtrooper, the Annihilate figure, which is awesome. I love the red, blue, and yellow wires on his chest there, on his torso. It looks awesome. Except these figures are going to get a knock because of this TIE Fighter figure, because of the white or the tan on the back of the head. It's not all black, which is really disappointing. So that's going to give these figures a knock. In this set, you get 4 figures, and they're all awesome. R2-D2, obviously, we've had him before. Luke Skywalker is actually new. It has like that little slanted thing, like it's a little slop you put on, and the tube's different, so it's new compared to the AT set. Princess Leia, we haven't gotten this figure in a while since the Tantive 4 set with that gown, and has some printing on the back there, which is nice. General Dodonna is an exclusive figure to the set as well, because he is a brand new figure. We've never seen him in LEGO, so that is really nice and awesome to get. So these figures are definitely going to rank high. And then the Han Solo figure, which is a good figure, but it's only one figure, so it's not going to get too high on this list. So now that we took a look at all the figures here, my first figures, or the best figures, are going to be the Luke Skywalker's X-Wing. Second will be the Trouble on Tatooine set. Third, the TIE Fighter set. And fourth, just a little Han Solo there. Next category here is playability. And for this set, you got 3 different builds, which is really cool. You got the Tusken Raider Hut, the Tusken Raider Ballista. These girl pieces actually don't go on the top here. I added them because I think it looks much better than them being absent. And you also get these 2 specific pieces extra in the set. So if you ever get this set, I'd recommend placing them on there. And then you also get this Mandalorian Speeder, which you put Baby Yoda here. You have both his weapons here on the side. And what I love about the playability of this set, you can have a conflict. You can have the Mandalorian and the Tusken Raider battle. You know what I mean? With the other sets, you got one build, no bad, light side guys, no bad guys, dark side guys, no good guys, and then just one good guy, no bad guy. So you can't have like a conflict. You can't do that with any of the other sets besides the Trouble on Tatooine set. So that really helps for the playability aspect, along with all the different builds rather than just one. So I think this one will definitely win the playability category. And on here, it's just you got the cockpit to put your guy in, and you got some spring-loaded shooters here. And this one, you got spring-loaded shooters on the underside here. You got this to open the wings here. I can't do it while it's sitting down. You can put R2-D2 in the back. You can open it up, put Luke Skywalker in. Pretty simple. Similar to this one, they have the same swooshability. They will not fall apart in your hand, which is awesome. And then this one has some stud shoes on the top and can swoosh around. So honestly, I think all 3 of these are kind of equal in playability. I could argue these 2 are more, right, than this little guy. But in a way, they all shoot, they all swoosh around, and neither have conflict. So I'm actually going to tie all these. Now into the design category, I think for what this is, it's an okay design. The Ballista is really good. The Speeder is really good. The hut, however, in the back is fairly weak. I don't care for the hut in the back with the gaps. And like the fireplace there is so big, so even if you had the other, the bone fell up, but if you had the other half of the tent here, it wouldn't even cover the fireplace. So that's just inaccurate to me. I thought that was going to be the best build of the set. It's actually, in my opinion, the worst of the set. So this set's definitely going to get a knock for that. The design on this one is actually fairly well. It really reminds me of the show Rebels from Disney XD. Except the cockpit which in Rebels is large, right? But if we're talking about the actual in-universe thing, the cockpit's too big or the wings are too small. So this, proportionally wise, isn't the most accurate, but once you see it, you can tell it's a TIE Fighter, so it's not like it's wildly inaccurate, you know what I mean? So this one, I think, will rank above this one, but isn't going to be the best. Our next tier is the X-Wing. This thing is extremely accurate, bar the missing T-shape here, the fact that R2-D2 doesn't go all the way down, but just looking at the way it is, it looks pretty damn good, and it's definitely more proportionally accurate than the TIE Fighter here. And then, I don't know what to do with the MicroFighter here, because it's a MicroFighter, right? You can't knock its design, because, I mean, it's not supposed to be the most accurate thing in the world. So, I think for what it is, it's alright, but it's definitely going to be the worst design out of all of them. So I think for the design, I'm going to go with 4 points to the X-Wing, 3 to the TIE Fighter, 2 to the Trouble on Tatooine, and just 1 to the Millennium Falcon MicroFighter. Now this is going to be the toughest category, value. The value to these sets is going to be really tough. This set's $30 for 272 pieces, or 76 pieces I believe, a fairly good price. This one is 432 pieces I believe for $40. That price to part ratio is outstanding. This one, value-wise, now it has a really good price to piece count as well, not as good as the TIE Fighters, but the previous model was $80 and it had about an inch longer nose. Compare $80 to the $50 version of this one is outstanding. So this is definitely going to get the best value. This one I actually think is a very good value as well, but I don't know if I'd rank it over either of these. Sadly, I know it's kind of getting thrown under the bus because it's a MicroFighter, but I mean, I'd rather get, like, I don't know. The value on this one isn't bad whatsoever, but I think it's the weaker of the two. You know, especially the Trouble on Tatooine with Baby Yoda, the exclusive Beskar Mando with the arm print. So I'm going to give 4 points to the X-Wing, 3 to the Trouble on Tatooine because of those awesome figures. It's the cheapest way to get Baby Yoda, that awesome Beskar Mando. But I'm also going to give 3 to the TIE Fighter here because I don't think it could go wrong with either set. And then I'm just going to give 2 to the Millennium Falcon MicroFighter. If you've been following along, you've been probably seeing that the X-Wing is seemingly running away with this, and that the MicroFighter is, you know, not doing the greatest. But we're getting into our last category here, which is my opinion. Alright, my opinion overall, I think the best thing about this wave is you can't go wrong with any of these sets. I think they're all awesome, and that includes the MicroFighter. In fact, I really wanted this MicroFighter when I heard it first came out, because I really wanted this Han Solo figure, and the build is fairly nice as well. So I think for my overall opinion, you just can't go wrong with any of these sets. I think they're all fairly good. I think my favorite is the X-Wing, my second's the TIE Fighter, my third's the Trouble on Tatooine, and my fourth is the MicroFighter there. But all in all, I don't think you can go wrong with any of these sets. So let's get on to our final score. With our final score here, the Luke Skywalker's X-Wing just ran away with the final score of 19 points to take the lead and win the entire thing. Second was the TIE Fighter with 14 points. And tied for second was the Trouble on Tatooine, also with 14 points. So that means fourth or last was obviously the Millennium Falcon MicroFighter. Again, you cannot go wrong with any one of these sets. I think each and every single one of them has their pros and their cons, and you can't go wrong with any of them. So that's about it for the video, guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. You can click right here to subscribe. Up here is a playlist of my other videos, and down here, right there, yeah, that's a video that's recommended for you. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.